Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Play's YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you just enough time to get those picks, those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here Monday through Friday on the Drive-Thru at 6 p.m. each time, is give you live free sports picks for the primetime games. And to give us those plays are the professional handicappers from Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Let's take a look at who'll be on the show for today. We got Zawacki. James Clark will join us. Alex Smart. Tony Brown from Las Vegas. Ninos and Chris Ruffolo will serve as the co-host. Let's see how they'll line them up today. Smart, Brown, Ninos, Zawacki, Ruffolo, Clark, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, ready for another show? Any action here on this Mariners-Dodger game?
No, I got all my action in on the game last night, and totally on the right side of that one. But I decided to take it a little bit easy today. I thought there was more than enough quality action tonight, so just let it be. You don't have to bet on every game. I learned that the hard way in my younger days. So, well,
if you faded LA, you'd be great. Faded the Angels, faded the Dodgers, faded the Lakers. It turned out to have a really good day for you if you faded all the LA teams. Yeah. All right. Let's get started with the show today, and let's welcome Alex Smart to the show. You find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Alex, how you doing today?
Good. How's everything with you today, Tony?
Oh, it's going great, we got a game tonight here. On this one's ESPN Plus. Cubs will host the Mets. The Mets are laying $1.25. Total sits here at 7.5.
And will the wind blow in tonight in Chicago? And the odds are, I'm saying yes. There'll be some wind, and it'll be blowing in, no matter what ESPN says. I was just talking about an ESPN conspiracy just a couple of minutes ago, so that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, tonight we've got two decent pitchers on the hill. For the Mets, we've got Taijuan Walker. Man, he's dialing up some hot stuff, 97 miles per hour on a regular basis. I mean, this is a guy that had Tommy John surgery just a couple of years ago. And he's going to be hard to hit. He's already got 12 strikeouts on the season, 2.61 ERA. And then we have the up-and-down Jake Arrieta, but maybe we're going to get something really good out of him here tonight. 2-0 with a 2.19 ERA and 2 starts against New York in 2020. So, I'm looking tonight, wind blowing in, two teams that aren't really doing great offensively, 3.4 runs, subpar batting averages. And like I said, it looks like a game that's going to be, I don't know if I said it, but it looks like a game that's going to be low scoring.
And all right, Alex, they're going our total here, Cubs and the Mets under 7.5. Arrieta has done his best to work at home, Chris, and we know the Cubs just can't hit right-handers at all.
No, they can't. My only concern with this one is, though, are the bullpens when we get into these later game scenarios. Is will the bullpens be able to hold up, and if they're going to be able to keep us under this number from, like you said, Tony, the Cubs' inability to hit right-handed pitching, and the way Alex said, Taijuan Walker throwing heat already this season. I can see a low-scoring game. We may have to bite our nails a little bit near the end, but I can see this one finishing under as well.
All right, agreement here. Cubs, Mets under 7.5. This one will begin at 7:40 Eastern Time. ESPN Plus will televise this game. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium. Handful of NBA. We got baseball and hockey. What you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Got some NBA, we've got some baseball, and we got some winners. So join me tonight.
All right, guys, get on board here with Alex Smart over at Pig Dogs Premium. NBA, some baseball winners for you there as well. And, of course, take those winnings from tonight's one-day pass and make the upgrade of that 3, 7, and 30 All Sports Pass. You'll get every play that Alex Smart releases over at Pig Dogs Premium for the period that you choose there on when you make the purchase on his profile page. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
Okay, see you in a couple days. Take care, guys.
All right, Alex Smart here on the Drive-Thru. All right, we'll continue our coverage here, and we'll go ahead and bring in Tony Brown. You'll find him on over at Pig Dogs Premium from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm sure it's heating up there. Let's go ahead and dial in Tony right now. Tony, how's it going today?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Tom?
Can't complain. All right, let's take a look at the game tonight. 8:30 Eastern Time. We're going to the ice here. The Stars will host the Red Wings. Stars laying 245, total 5.5.
Yeah, I'm going under again. This was my same pick from Monday night. We cashed it. They only got 5 goals. And it was a miracle that they got those 5 goals. The Red Wings had 19 shots at the end of regulation. The game went to a shootout. So there was regulation, overtime, and it still took a shootout, and it still stayed under. That makes 5 out of 6 for the last games between these two. They cashed the under in 5 out of the last 6, including 4 straight. It's just a perfect matchup for an under. Like I always say, the games aren't played on paper. If they were, we would be 100%. But some of these stats you just can't ignore. Detroit is last in the league. I think Buffalo may be last after last night's game, but they're either last or second to last in goals scored. Dallas is not a juggernaut. With Detroit having 19 shots and only 2 goals, the game still went to a shootout. Dallas isn't putting up many goals, but they can't stop goals. They do play excellent defense. They're one of the better defensive teams in the league. So we got a defensive stopper, 2 teams that can't score. 5 of the last 6 cashed the under, 4 straight unders, including last night. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's just keep the under going in this one. We're going to ride that streak all the way to the bank, and 6 goals to beat us tonight will be a chore.
Yeah, I knew we were going to get that if it ain't broke, don't fix it with Tony Brown here, back with the under 5.5. We talked about this again yesterday. Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's rinse and repeat for me as well. You just got to go with the under here. We talked about Detroit and Buffalo lack of scoring. I think Buffalo would finish 32nd in a 31-team league in terms of scoring. They're that bad. And like Detroit's just down there with them. These are 2 teams that can't score. But this is what Dallas did to get to the Cup final last year. They relied on their defense, and they've struggled this year. But the defense has still kept up. So I agree. I could easily see a 2-1 game here, 3-2 at most. So give me the under.
Agreement here on under Red Wings and Dallas Stars. This one beginning here at 8:30 Eastern Time. NHL Center Ice package. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. Handful of NBA. We got some baseball and hockey. What you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
It's a big slate in the NBA tonight, but I only liked one game. We're all over that game. It's my NBA perfect play. We're working with some trends that are absolutely outstanding in that one. And then same old same for the NHL and MLB. We got a triple play for this Tuesday triple play in the MLB, and a Tuesday triple play on the ice tonight. 3 best picks from both leagues, all on one pass for one low price. Get the money from tonight, and then go ahead and get one of my VIP passes for the month, week, or year.
That's right, guys. Got on board here with Tony Brown. He's got his plays up there for you. Best plays on that pass, best plays across the board, baseball, hockey, and NBA. That's a really great value there, getting his best bets on the board. And as he said, make the upgrade after you get those winnings. You'll find Tony Brown over at Pig Dogs Premium. Check out his profile page there to make the purchase. All right, Tony, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. Let's get that under in again, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
Great, man. It's great to be here. I see Chris laughing at me. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays to you, Tony Brown, as we were also getting the chat room chime in on that as well, as we got that nice little comment there. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru, and let's go ahead and let everybody know to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. And of course, it all gets, I've got to keep a straight face here. It all gets started here with the morning show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We got, I got to get Tony Brown off my screen right now. He's making me laugh. All right. It all gets started off with the morning show. We got Mitch. And we got, well, tomorrow it'll be Rod Zawacki. Of course, Brian is on vacation. You can also tune in for that as well. And of course, we got those 2 YouTube shows, the early and the late. And of course, the drive-through here, 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. So tune in. Also, guys, give that thumbs up, that like. We greatly appreciate it because it really helps our audience grow there, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely it does. It's 420. The word grow can be used operatively, I think, multiple times today. And Tony, by the way, I wasn't laughing at you. It's nice to know that, everybody's saying that someone else besides me looks high for once. But that's besides the point. Tony, I agree. The thumbs up, they really help us out. We talk about it all the time, how much the drive-through has grown, how much, the morning show's grown, all the videos, the Pick Dogs family. And it's all because of, the support that we got from the Pick Dogs family. Allows us to, get the product out there. And, you guys help us out a ton. We appreciate the support and the love. Just keep it coming. All
right, yeah, guys, keep those thumbs up coming. We greatly appreciate it. And let's continue on here on the drive. I was wondering why Tony Brown needed to know his sign-in. He texted me, I forgot my sign-on. I wonder why. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's welcome El Nino to someone who did not forget his sign-in for today. That's El Ninos. El, how you doing today?
That's one thing I haven't forgotten, so that's good. I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. I should show. I have proof. I'll show you the text later on. All right, guys. Let's take a look at this one here. The game you're looking at. Islanders will host the Rangers 7 p.m. Eastern time. Islanders laying $9. Total sits at 5.5.
Yeah, this should be a great matchup. Islanders, hosting the Rangers, coming off 1-0 win against the Flyers in overtime. They're 3-2 in this series in the season. Sure, the Rangers are coming in on a 4-game win streak, but all 4 of those games came against the Devils, so not exactly the most impressive streak there. We have 2 good goalies, though, in this matchup, allowing less than 2.5 goals a game, so the under is a pretty good look here. But I think the most important stat here is the Islanders' home record, which is 18-2-2, one of the best home teams in the league. I don't want to take too much away from that streak. The Rangers have been playing some good hockey, but again, that home record is just too good to pass up on at this price. They opened up a bit too juicy for my taste, so this didn't make it on the premium card. But at this price, if it was this cheap earlier, I could have very well put it in there with the rest of them. I like the Islanders at home here, taking them on the
All right, it says take the Islanders here at home here, minus 1.9 against the New York Rangers. All right, Chris, your thoughts here about New York?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best hockey game on the card, I think, in my opinion. But Tony, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you see it there. I think the Islanders have only lost twice in regulation at home this season, and one of those, was to the Rangers. So you'd have to imagine the Islanders want some revenge here. But we also have to keep in mind that the Rangers, can go on to Long Island and beat the Islanders. So the side was a wash for me. I agree with that. I think the under is the stronger player, but I would lean to the Islanders, but it's a lean at best.
All right, lean there, Islanders. But the Ninos here, his show player, Islanders minus 1.9 against the Rangers. This one to get started here at 7 Eastern time on NHL Center Ice Package. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dog Swim, where you're currently ranked number 1 in the NHL, 1,251 units of profit. That is all documented. So you check out the site there at Pick Dogs Premium. You'll see every play that Al's released. Al, what you have going on over at Pick Dogs?
Got 3 NHL plays, 2 MLB, and just 1 NBA tonight. So got a little bit of everything. Definitely this is a great card, the tough NBA card. I really like this one play though out of that card. And obviously love my hockey plays tonight. And one of my baseball games did go off already, so just 1 baseball game left. But yeah, still got a little bit of everything going on.
I wonder which one. There's only one going on. All right. Actually, check out El Nino. Actually, there are 2. Actually, there's one that just first pitched just a second ago. All right, guys, check out El Nino's over at Pick Dogs Premium. 1,251 units of profit. That is all documented on the site. Get on board with his 1-day pass tonight, and of course, take those winnings, make the upgrade to a long-term pass. How about those 2-for-1 capper specials, right? That's the best value out there. Why don't you get Big Al, Little Al? Al's number 1 in NHL, Big Al number 1 in 2021. That's a great value there. And of course, when you go long-term with the 2-for-1 capper specials. All right, Al, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great night. I'm pretty sure you'll be on sometime this week.
Always ready, Tony.
All right, El Nino's here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on with our coverage. And let's go ahead and let's go out to and bring in Ron Zawacki. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's part of that morning crew every day at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Ron, how's it going?
Going good.
All right, Ron, you're ready for this one here. 7:30 Eastern time. Knicks to host the Hornets. The Knicks going to lay 5.5, total of 208, but you're looking at this game a different way.
I'm totally looking at this game a different way. You look at the Knicks. The Knicks, they've been rolling right along. The Knicks are 9-0 ATS their last 9 games. They're 6-0 straight up their last 6 games. But for me, they're running right into the Knicks kryptonite. You look at the Knicks; they're 2-8 straight up the last 10 games versus the Charlotte Hornets. They already played once earlier this year, and it was a 21-point blowout win by the Charlotte Hornets in that one. And the difference in that one was free throw shooting. Charlotte Hornets, 87% free throw shooting. Knicks, 65% free throw shooting. That's not going to get her done. The Charlotte Hornets don't give you very many free throws, but they play a solid game. They actually have a better offense than the New York Knicks do as well. I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets here on the money line. If you don't want to go as risky, take the points. But I think they win this one outright. Beat them up again. And
all right.
The Knicks.
All right, he looks for the streak here to end ATS and winning streak here for the Knicks. All right, Chris, how do you see this one, Charlotte and New York?
Yeah, I told Rob before the show, it's ironic that we're the puck dogs, so we always keep helmets on hand because for how often we butt heads. But this is another one that I think we're gonna have to butt heads on. I just see all those number one rankings by the Knicks defense. It's hard to look past, and there's a laundry list of injuries for the Hornets, including Gordon Hayward, who had 34 points in that 21-point beating for the Hornets over the Knicks back in January. So I just think there's just too many injuries for me to really look past with the Hornets here, and so I was laying the points with the Knicks in this one.
Rod, you must have seen something from that Hornets game when they beat Portland by 8.
Well, exactly. See, they're scrappy. Even this Hornets team has been a scrappy team all year. They show up and play. Let's put it that way. And I think they're going to show up and play today. And I really think they got this. This New York Knicks team. They can't win them all. They've won 6 in a row straight up. I hate laying points with the Knicks. I've never been one guy to. I'm not laying -5.5 with the Knicks or 6 points if it moves to that. But no, I like Charlotte. I think they're going to come out and they're going to get the outright win.
Yeah, I got a snapshot here of about 20 games. I have not seen the Knicks even lay. Most they've laid there is 4.5 in that sample size. So it's a big hurdle. A big bars up high here for New York here against Charlotte, and of course Rod Zawacki here. Hornets money line plus 190 against the Knicks, and they're button heads here with Chris Ruffolo in this one. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium, where we got the NBA, we got hockey and baseball. You're sitting really well in Major League Baseball this season. 444 units of profit. Rod, so what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
What I got going on tonight, I've got a top shelf triple left. I've got 2 NBA, 1 MLB, or you can get 3 NBA. I've got a NBA Birdcage over there at Pig Dogs Premium as well. Or I've got a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day packages over there as well. Jump on something long term, or like we've been saying, the 2-for-1 capper deals. You can't go wrong with any one of those. You got Al, you've got Chris, you've got Tony, you got myself. You pair someone up, that's the best deal for you. You can see that's the best savings. Get on a 2-for-1 capper deal and jump on board this week. I see lots of great action coming ahead for us to make some money.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Pig Dogs Premium with Rod Zawacki and that 2-for-1 capper special. Pick Rod and another capper of your choice, and you may get a savings there when you pick up one of the long-term passes. You see Rod here, 444 units of profit. You want to try them for one night? Do that, and then take those winnings and make the upgrade with that 2-for-1 capper special. And of course, Rod, you're also part of the morning show and that part of that early and late premium offer that is now offered here over at Pig Dogs, and we see the link below for it.
You bet. We're going to be doing away with the early one by the end of the month here. So jump on that late premium. That's a great deal. You get picks in the morning, picks in the afternoon, including the late info, and then we'll be introducing a new level, the $100 level for. We'll be doing a live info show where you'll be able to jump aboard and have live comments and questions. All available right down here. Just hit the link below. Great value for you there on the YouTube Premium. Jump aboard that as well.
All right, guys, jump aboard with the YouTube Premium. You see the offers below us. All right, Rod, have yourself a great night. Back tomorrow. We're back on Thursday. And, of course, we'll tune in tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for the morning show.
You bet. Tune in tomorrow morning. More great fun.
More great fun with Rod Zawacki.
I'm sure we'll be able to hear me tomorrow.
Yes, we got to get that volume going here. No question about that. All right, have a good night. Rod Zawacki here on the drive. So, guys, keep those thumbs up, those likes coming in. We're seeing our audience build up. We appreciate that. Keep it coming. And don't forget, if you missed any of our picks, we do a recap at the end of the show. Let's continue on here with the drive-through, and it's time for Chris Ruffolo, front and center now, with his pick for today. Let's take a look at the game you'll be selecting here. Pelicans to host the Nets. New Orleans laying 3. Total sits at 235.
Yeah, and Tony, how often are we seeing the Brooklyn Nets as underdogs? And I mean, that just goes to speak to how well the Nets have actually played, since acquiring James Harden. And it's only happened 9 times since they brought Harden in, and 3 times since we had our All-Star break. But Harden was also on the floor in 7 of those games, so this is kind of a different circumstance. And they've played just 4 games without Harden and Kevin Durant since that trade. and the Nets have lost 3 of those games by a combined 44 points. I think that having both those guys out tonight, will do some damage against a Pelicans team that we know loves to push the pace, loves to get up and down the floor. And you know what? I think that the Nets, they were already not very good defensively to begin with, and I think they're going to have troubles, containing guys like Zion Williamson and the supporting cast. Zion's averaging 30.8 points per game on almost 60% shooting over his last 6. I think he's just going to be too much of a force for the Nets to deal with. Like I said, I think that you can look at this as maybe value for the Nets, but I think that the Nets are an underdog for a reason. I like the value laying the only 3 points with the Pelicans in this one.
All right, Chris here with New Orleans here laying 3 here against the Brooklyn Nets. Hard to argue that pick there, Chris, because when you look at New Orleans, they have 2 losses in a row, but they're very competitive losses, both in overtime. Yeah,
and I think that just speaks to this team starting to, it's a word that I've used a few times talking about these younger teams on the drive-through, mature. We're starting to see the maturity come through with these teams that are battling. They're not looking ahead. They're not looking to just run and gun. They're actually playing some serious basketball. And, we're starting to see that, they're taking these high-profile spots seriously. And, it's not just, all go no, or all show no go for the Pelicans in terms of defense. They're battling, and the Nets. This is a team with a bunch of experienced stars on it, but this is also a Brooklyn team that we've seen struggle when it's only Kyrie leading the charge. I mean, when Kevin Durant came in, we talked about it a little while ago. He was he was Mr. Serious. He was the one that was sort of leading the charge and making sure that these guys, it doesn't matter who was on the other end of the floor. He was there to work. He was there to do his thing. And Kyrie, well, it hasn't really worked with just Kyrie leading the charge. So I really like the poise that the Pelicans have been showing. And like you said, even in back-to-back losses, they've been respectable losses. So I think that pays dividends for them here.
All right, Chris, on the New Orleans Pelicans laying 3 against Brooklyn. Watch this one, 7:30 Eastern time. It's game 1 on TNT TV. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium. Well, we take a look here at, you're doing fantastic here. Past 7 days, 642 units of profit coming off a really good Mondays looking up at the boards. What you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I kind of said it yesterday. Some people may think it's a prediction. I like to consider it a spoiler. And we said we had a cold start to the month. I said I had a feeling that a little bit of a hot streak was coming. And what do? We go 8-2 on Monday, and I think that's only going to continue here. We got 3-pack in both MLB and NHL tonight. Both those up for $29.95 over the website. 4-1 on the ice last night, 2-1 in MLB, but we cashed some nice plays with baseball last night. Well, guys, we talk about it all the time. Those long-term passes, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. I think we're on to something here. I think a nice run is coming, so you might want to hop on one of those. Or, like Tony mentioned earlier, the 2-for-1 capper deal. Pair myself up with Rod, James, Tony, any of the cappers you see tonight. Pair us up. We're going to put money in your pocket. And same thing for the season passes and the YouTube Premium. Guys, there's just a ton of options for you, and none of them are a bad choice. They're all going to get you money in different ways. So go check it out at Pick Dogs Premium. I can promise you won't be sorry.
That's right, guys. Check out Chris Ruffolo over at Pig Dogs Premium. Get his 1-day pass up there. Of course, the long-term pass is what you want to do once you get those winnings here. 3, 7, and 30-day pass. Pair them up with that 2-for-1 capper special. That's the best value there over at Pig Dogs Premium, is go with that all-sports pass, meaning you'll get every play that Chris releases over at Pig Dogs Premium and the second capper that you choose. And you set the time period when you make that purchase there over on his profile page. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Reminder, guys, keep those thumbs up, those likes coming in. And, of course, we will recap every play at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Still got 2 more picks coming in. They're both from the NBA. So we got one right now coming here from James Clark, who's been really hot on top of the leaderboards. Really great season in the NBA this year. So let's go ahead and welcome James Clark to the show. James, how's it going?
Pretty good, guys. How are y'all?
Oh, doing great. All right, let's go late night. This is game 2 on TNT, so we're getting you the TNT doubleheader. Trailblazers, the host of Clippers. Clippers road favorites of 7, total 233.5.
Yeah, if you look at this on paper, we always go by paper. That's how we cap these games, everything. But the big is the injury. Damian Lillard out for this game. It makes this a game completely different. If you look in the Clippers are 23-10 against Western Conference opponents. They've won their last 9 games. They've covered 8 of their last 9 games that they played, and they've won 9 games that they've been favored in their last 9 games. And also in their last 10 games, they're 8-2. I mean, the Clippers, they have this trend, and it's the way I look at it. It's a good betting prospect that you can look at is when the Clippers are playing lousy teams, more times than not, they're not going to cover or they're going to lose. But if they're playing a team like Portland, it's got a really good record. They know they might see them later on in the playoffs, and if they're a good team, usually, they step up to the plate and they hammer. And that's what I'm looking at tonight. I look for this 7 points. I look for Clippers to win by 10 or more myself.
All right, James Harker, LA Clippers -7 against the Portland Trailblazers. All right, Chris, I look at this game. I always think under with Clippers and Trailblazers because they have a history of playing really high-scoring games. And James, you're looking at the side here with LAC -7.
Yeah, my only concern with Portland is that CJ McCollum's still there. But, I agree. I got to take the Clippers here because, I think James summed up load management perfectly in a nutshell. And that's kind of what we've seen with the Clippers. When they're playing lesser teams that they don't think they'll have to worry about in the playoffs or that aren't really going to hurt them long term, you'll see Kawhi or Paul George or both sit out, and that's going to result in a lesser product on the floor. Better teams, they see the better players, and I think that's what we've got here. I'm on the Clippers as well, laying the points.
All right, agreement here. Clippers laying the 7 against the Portland Trailblazers. This is your game 2 of the TNT doubleheader at 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dog's Pin, where you're doing fantastic work. 1,445 units of profit past 30 days. That is all documented. We got baseball, NBA, some hockey. What you have going on over at Pick Dog's Premium?
Tony, I got a 3-pack in NBA. 3 games that I really love tonight. I know it was a light schedule, only 5 games, but these are 3 games that I really love. Go grab my picks after, try to go 3-0 tonight. Go and get 3 days, 7 days, or, 30 day, or even team me up, with Chris, Tony, Rob. Like I say it, I know I say this every time I'm on the show, but I'm telling you, I'd put this capping core up against anyone out there. I think we have the best cappers in the world. I will put us up against anybody day and day, pick versus pick. And I really like the cappers we got. So go team me up, and we'll put some money in your pockets. Also, if you can bet this, in the last 4 games of the Clippers, in the Clippers game, Marcus Morrison has scored the first basket in 3 of the last 4 games. That's a plus 600 to score the first basket if you're allowed to bet that.
All right, get on board here. James Clark over at Pig Dogs. You see the numbers here. 1,445 units of profit past 30 days. That is documented. It's fully transparent. You can check his picks out over on the profile page at Pig Dogs. Pick up one of those long-term passes, guys. You can also pair him up with a second capper. Maybe go with James Clark. You want to go with Al McMorty, who's #1 for the year. Al Ninos, who's #1 in NHL. Check it out. Zawacki, who's doing great in MLB. Pick a capper with that 2-for-1 pass there over at Pick Dogs. Maybe it's the best value there. All right, James, as always, great having your show. Have us a great night, and we'll talk to you in a little bit when we do the recap.
All right, fellas. Appreciate you having me on the show, Tony.
All right, James Clark here on the drive-through. Let's continue on here, guys. As a reminder, we will recap the plays from every play from the show in just a minute here. As we got one more pick, it'll be mine here. We're going to the NBA with this one, so let me go ahead and pull up that game information for you. It'll be between Sacramento and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we'll get it up for you here in just a second. Here's the game info. We got Kings to host the Timberwolves. Kings laying 3. Total sits 2:39, 10 Eastern time. NBA League Pass channel will televise this one, and I'm going to go here with the Kings here laying the 3 against the Timberwolves. 7 straight losses on the road for Minnesota. Look at their past 5 games. They're shooting just 42%, but they're allowing over 49% shooting, 44% from 3. We know Sacramento likes to shoot those threes. Kings, if you look at the numbers, they are in the better shooting form. And with the Timberwolves here, when you look at the 7 losses on the road, I went up there and I pulled up their road defensive efficiency numbers in those 7 games. They're allowing 128 points per 100 possessions. That's worse than the league by far when you rank them against the past 7 road games for the rest of the league. And that's horrific. I'm going to go ahead and take Sacramento laying the 3 here, Chris. And one thing to talk about D'Angelo Russell being back, and this was his problem with the Lakers. He doesn't play defense. And, you get a little bit of scoring from him, yes, but the defense is terrible when he's on the court. So, Chris, your thoughts on this one?
The only D that's associated with Russell is the one in his name, because like you said, Tony, there's no effort on that end of the floor for Russell. I would lean towards the Kings as well, only because you do have the 2 worst scoring defenses in the league going head to head in this one, so something's got to give. I could tell you, I watched that Minnesota game against the Clippers where they were blown out. Just the amount of threes that were just launched, it was, and how they were going in at will. It's ridiculous. And you'd think you'd see a little bit of effort, but I don't know anymore. So I'm leaning towards the Kings as well for having one of the better offenses, and we've seen the Timberwolves struggle. But I'm with you on this one.
All right, give me here on Kings laying the 3 against Minnesota, 10 p.m. Eastern time. This one is on NBA League Pass channel. Guys, check out Pick Dog Stream. I got a 3-pack. I've got some mix of baseball and NBA right up at the site right now. Check it out. Of course, I also have the long-term passes, those 3, 7, and 38 pass. I'm part of that 2-for-1 capper special. You can team me up with the capper of your choice. Check me out over there at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time to recap the plays from today's show. All right, James Clark will join us. Alex Smart got to start it. Cubs Mets under 7.5. Tony Brown, Red Wing Stars under 5.5 goals. El Ninos, Islanders minus 109 against the Rangers. Rod Zawacki, Hornets money line plus 190 against the Knicks. Chris, Pelicans laying 3 against the Nets. James Clark, Clippers minus 7 against the Trailblazers. Yours truly, Kings minus 3 against Timberwolves. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, Tony, 3 words: rinse and repeat. I got to go with Tony Brown. I love that Red Wings and Stars under. I think that's a fantastic play for today.
All right, he goes with the under there. All right, let's go with James. James, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I have to go with Chris's pick, the Pelicans minus 3. If you go look at the last 10 games of the Pelicans, 7 of those last 10 games, they've jumped out in front of every team that they've played. And usually the team that they played, the defenses come back and Pelicans end up losing the lead. Nets don't have no defense like that. So I see this as an easy 4-point win.
All right, I'm going to go along with that, too. I'll take Chris here. Pelicans lane 3 against the Nets. All right, guys, that'll do it with another edition of the Drive-Thru. Tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have a full book here with 8 cappers on, giving out live free sports picks for the primetime games on the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget, it all gets started in the morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. Tomorrow will be Rod Zawacki and Mitch as Bittler is on vacation. All right, let's take a look at our group for tonight. We'll send you off with the winner, guys. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you live tomorrow